It's a big time to be involved with Q Sciences right now because essentially it's a baby company when you're looking at the industry of direct sales and network marketing. The product line with Q Sciences has been around for about 12 years. And that's significant to know just because the products are that amazing to where they have built their customer base as a company and as a product line solely just on offering amazing products to people. And we'll kind of get into a little bit of the products as we go through this. I do appreciate you guys getting on here at 6 o'clock or whatever, 5 o'clock my time. And I appreciate everybody's time. So I like to keep it to the point, short and sweet, be respectful of everybody's time. If you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat and I'll make sure I can touch on those throughout this whole presentation. But overall, I'm going to hit on a few of our most popular products and kind of the packs and stuff that we have. But overall, just know that going into this, the fact that the product line has been the base of Q Sciences as a company and been able to be established for 12 years is really special. And it's special because direct sales and network marketing, I enjoy it. And I think that it's a special thing because you're cutting out the middleman. You're cutting out the Walmarts or the Smiths or CVS or Kroger's or any of those stores to where things are mass produced, causing the prices of stuff to be higher. And then obviously you're just making some franchise owner money. So I love the thought behind direct sales because now I get to make that money. I get a percentage of that cut with a really low overhead of what I had to put into this business, into this area. A little bit about me real quick is my name is Brittany. I have been in this industry going on 6 years. I think May of this year will be 6 years. I did start in a different company. And as of August of this last year, August 2018, I was introduced to Q Sciences and was kind of headstrong in the fact that I wasn't really looking to switch to a different company because the last company I was with retired me from my $25 an hour job. I got to come home, stay home with my family, and I've been doing that for the past 2.5 years. So I was pretty committed and pretty devoted to that last company because I was able to have such good success with it. But then when I got introduced to Q Sciences, I went in it with just kind of a negative attitude with just like I was saying, I'm not really looking to switch, but I'm going to go do this for my friend because she was flying into Utah. And that's where Q Sciences corporate is based out of. She was flying into Utah. She's like, Brittany, I'm going to go meet with this company. Come down here with me and just have lunch. If anything, just have lunch. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I'll come have lunch. So I went and I sat and I listened to the CEO of the company, the vice president of sales, Mr. Jake Spencer, tell me their vision and what they saw coming about with Q Sciences. And I was just kind of blown away by lunchtime. I got down there at about 9 o'clock in the morning. And by lunchtime, they ordered pizza. And I was just like, oh my gosh. This company resonates with me on a few different levels, and I'll kind of go into that a little bit into this presentation. But I left that meeting and I called my husband and I was like, guess what? I'm leaving X company. I'm coming over to Q Sciences. Here's my reasoning. I'm really excited about it. And his words were, shut the F up. I won't say the swear word because I see little kids running around, but he was like, shut the F up. I can't believe you're doing this, because he knew how devoted I was to my other business. So with that being said, I'm going to share my screen here so you guys can kind of see a little bit of the information that I want to talk about. A big storm just rolled in here to Utah, so it is pouring. Well, it's snowing very heavily and it's freezing, so I had to go make myself some tea to warm up. This little guy always ends up getting in my way. Let me see if I can make it smaller. Okay, that's better. That's much better. Okay, so I want you guys to specifically pay attention to the fact that when you're thinking about being with a business like this, with a team per se, Like, it is a very easy thing to be plugged into. Mckayla and Hannah, I've never met them specifically. They were enrolled into my organization from somebody else, and I'm just kind of this connector person for them to deliver this information to kind of help get their businesses going. And I want everybody to kind of realize that, because it really is pretty simple to do something like this, even if it's on the site, and you don't have to be a pro by any of this. So I'm going to go through these slides, and I don't want anybody to stress out about, oh my gosh, she knows so much about stuff, because that's not the case. The case is, I've heard the same information that I'm about to deliver to you guys 153,000 times, and I'm just mimicking the person that trained this to me. So that's the whole point of doing a business like this, because it's simple and it's very easily duplicatable. So how do I improve the quality of my life? These are some of the top reasons why people get involved in a direct sales company. You need the time, you need the freedom, you need more flexibility. You just need a better all-around lifestyle with your health and your wealth. So those are all things that Q Sciences has honed in on to be able to offer solutions to in people's lives. And the way that they're doing that, and I'm going to skip over some of these that I just don't think are super relevant. The way that we do that is having this hashtag side gig, right? Everybody talks about direct sales as if it's a side gig, and that's exactly what it started out for me as. I started in this industry because I was using the product line that I worked with originally, and I really enjoyed the product line. And then my ex-husband, he got fired. No, he quit his job of like 12 or 13 years, and we've got 2 kids together. So I was really panicking about that child support aspect, because he couldn't afford to pay me child support. And then my husband now, at the time he was my boyfriend, we were living together, he got laid off from his job, all within like a week's time frame. So type A personality Brittany was kind of like, holy cow, like, how am I supposed to run a household and raise my 2 kids with no income coming in from these 2 main players that have been in my life for a long time, right? So I talked to the gal who introduced me to the company I was with, and I started it just on the side, and that's what I did. And you guys, it took off so fast, really. I started getting some customers under my belt, and I started making an extra $300 a month, and that was enough to kind of keep me a little bit comfortable until the men figured out what they were doing. So what we kind of teach when you're getting involved in a business like this is turning any sort of extra time that you might have into productive time. So you're turning that non-productive time into productive time. And for me, that's stuff like, when I was working, it was, early mornings I would wake up. It was lunch breaks. It was nighttime after the kids went to bed. I would work on this business. Now it's a little different for me, but it's very simple. If you're in the school pickup line at school, picking up your kids, like, that's 10 minutes you can give yourself to put some work towards this business. Instead of Netflix and chilling on a snowy winter night here, like, I choose to work my business sometimes. I choose to get on these meetings and introduce this to people to help my team out. Taking those lunch breaks, those 15-minute breaks at work, any sort of non-productive time that you might have, and turning that into the productive time is going to ensure that you're successful in this business. And it really does take maybe half an hour to an hour a day to where you'll start seeing growth in a company like this. And I say that because I know so many people start into this company with it being just part-time like I did. But I can't even explain how amazing it is to be able to say that I now work a business from home, and I get to pick and choose when I'm available to do things like this. I get to customize my business into the life that I currently live with 2 kids, a husband, an ex-husband, all of the sports and things that go on. I get to choose when I'm available to do this, and it really is a beautiful thing. And a lot of people don't have that vision to have this their main income, but the longer you're in it and the more you see how simple it is, I think that vision just grows naturally, and you're like, holy cow, I actually might be able to retire from my job and do something like this full time. And I say retire loosely only because this is work, you guys. I'm not here to sell you on something that's like get rich quick. This is work. It definitely takes effort and time. But again, if you have an extra hour in your day, whether that be 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, half an hour at lunchtime, like, if you can set aside that time, we can definitely work with that and get you paid. get you the extra money that could change the quality of your life. That's really what it's all about. The reason why so many network marketing businesses are popping up everywhere, the reason why so many people are getting involved. I mean, if you scroll through your newsfeed, I'm sure you can see and attest to the fact that everybody at one point or another is getting involved in some sort of side business. And you guys, the reason is because normal brick and mortar businesses are quickly shifting to that click and order mind frame. Think of Amazon Prime or all of the online boutiques or shopping online. It's easier than ever to create an income from your phone because you don't have to go and have a lot of overhead into a typical business and having the rent and the utilities. And, you know, if you're starting a clothing boutique, buying all of that inventory to have, and then having a place to store it, and then having to ship all of that out. We cut all of that out. All of that is handled by our corporate offices. We have a website provided to us, and it's super simple for customers to go on. They go on, they shop, they add everything to their cart, and it's shipped and handled by our corporate. So I don't have to be that middle guy and have those extra expenses, which is very nice. It's a very manageable thing to do. So who's behind Q Sciences? This is Mr. Mark Wilson. He's our founder and our CEO. He's got a background in finance, leadership, and corporate management. He's got 30 years of success in real estate underneath of his belt, and then he was also a 2-time Super Bowl champion quarterback. He played for the Patriots and the Raiders, which I think is fascinating. And he's already shed some amazing light and tips just with like the leadership aspect and how to dream. And like, he's a very humble man. When I met him for the first time, I was just like, wow, like his vision is clear. I mean, he was an NFL quarterback, you guys. He could have easily retired, and he did. His story is, you know, he retired from the NFL, moved to Seattle, played golf every day, just thought it was just going to be like the life playing golf. And one day he was driving home and he's like, this is just not what I want to do with the rest of my life. I don't just want to play golf forever. I know my husband's like, he's crazy. Like, I would totally play golf forever if that's all I could do and I had the money for it. I don't think that's true. He'd actually get bored. But Mark Wilson, when he was bored, he started looking into some things where he could make an impact. He, like I said, he's a very humble man. He wanted to make an impact in this world, and he stumbled across Q Sciences and their product line and got involved and decided this is what he was going to devote his time to. Pop up here. So this is Mr. Jake Spencer. He's our Senior Vice President of Global Sales. He has been connected with Q Sciences since last January, only a year. That's important, you guys, because like I said, the first 12 years of Q Sciences was all just basically product pushed. People could just order it online and it was just shipped from a warehouse. Jake Spencer has 14 years in the direct sales industry. He has built global teams and has been successful. In fact, he owned his very own direct sales company. So not only did he make money being involved in a company, he then broke apart and created one and owned one. So he knows what he's doing in this business. He's an expert teacher. He's a presenter, a recruiter. He's an awesome coach to have in your back pocket. He took what Q Sciences was and the foundation that they had with the excellent product line. Mark Wilson brought him in. Jake Spencer said, okay, if I'm gonna connect with you guys, these are the things that I want to change, and this is what we need to do to make this company successful. And so he and his wife, Sarah, jumped aboard, and here we are today. It's now February 2019. We're getting ready to have the third convention. The first one had like 300 people at it. The second one was in Arizona in September. I attended, and there was maybe 500 to 600 people. Now we're having one here in Salt Lake City, and we're expecting about 1,300 people. So it's obviously growing. It's obviously being spread out there like wildfire. Q Sciences is being put on the map, and I know that there's some things that they're releasing that we'll kind of talk about a little bit later. They're releasing this weekend that's only going to fan the heat, fan the fire, make it bigger, whatever I'm trying to say. I'm really bad at analogies. Okay, so what do we have? It's science that's real and products that work. Our product line is actually scientifically backed by Harvard Medical. We've had multiple medical studies done on it. Multiple medical journals have published about our product line, which is kind of the core reason, one of the core reasons of why I decided that Q Sciences was going to be a good business switch for me personally. We have in our product line total nutrition, brain health, vascular health. We have things to help with energy, sleep, renewal, digestive health, men and women's health, so like hormonal stuff. We have the core bundles, which I'll talk to you about. We have a spray line, and then we have our hemp line that was just launched in September of last year, which is huge. Hemp and CBD is a huge, huge thing right now. It's no longer like gold rush. It's now the green rush because hemp is just blowing up. As I was kind of saying, Q Sciences was founded in 2012. We've got simple to use business building technology. And when I say that, you guys, I wish I had my phone right here. It's in the kitchen. But the tools that they have provided us to build this business right from our phone is unlike anything I've ever seen. And remember, I've been in this industry for almost 6 years. So I was super excited to see how convenient they made it. And then, like I said, scientifically validated health and wellness products. We have the most comprehensive and fair, and I will add easy to understand compensation plan in the industry. Actually, the company that I came from just had their annual convention last weekend, and I was getting blown up with the updates that they made to their comp plan. And ironically enough, they are very similar to what I now have here at Q Sciences. So I was just dying. It validated the fact that I moved over to this company at the right time, and it just kind of validated that for me. So I had to kind of giggle. We are established in the United States, but we are also very heavily established in Canada. Europe is our quickest growing team right now, and then Japan, Korea, and Australia. That list of countries is only going to grow. The really beautiful thing about Q Sciences is all of our product line is micronutrients and nutrition, so it's very easy to break into other countries. That's important because if you can launch into a different company, you've got a connection or somebody you know in a different company or in a different country, like that's huge. The United States, I would say, is probably the most difficult country to kind of present this to, just because people are kind of more closed-minded here. In Europe, in Canada, in Australia, people are so open-minded and they just see a good business opportunity and they jump all in. So if you can break into a different country, like you're going to be signing checks left and right. Let's go down here. We kind of went over this one. Okay, so this is our complete product line. Excuse me. Our welcome kit back here is changing a little bit. We took out these sprays. So these are vitamin sprays. We took out those vitamin sprays and we replaced them with our CBD samples, a few samples of our CBD oil, and I believe our CBD Renew cream. Don't quote me on that because I haven't seen the new kit yet. But those are different. So this is your welcome kit when you decide to be a business partner with Q Sciences. But these are all of our products here. We've got the sprays, like I said. We've got this Q Core Q Max over here is our core foundation product that we'll kind of get into. Our hemp line, we have meal replacement shakes, this metabolic boost. We bought the rights from France and it is amazing for weight control and weight management. And then we've got this Rev Sport. Mckayla, this is actually what I was telling you your son probably got into, is that Rev Sport drink. It's powered by chia seeds. It's all natural. So of course he is all good to go as far as like safety, except he's probably bouncing off the walls because it is a good type of energy drink. It's got caffeine in it, but it's also got really a lot of other good ingredients in there. So I was talking about our core bundles, and this is what I was speaking to. These, I believe, are the most affordable way to get our products into the hands of customers or into the hands of ambassadors even. If somebody is on my team and my organization and they don't know what to try, I will lead them over here to the core Q bundles because as we go through them, you can see there's a lot of products that you can get for a good price. So this first one is our Q Core Q Max. This has 4 different vitamins in it. And we call it the fuel, the delivery, the absorption, the protection. Our Q Max, the fuel, is the one micronutrient that Q Sciences has all the rights to, will never sell the rights to. A little backstory behind that is the founder of QMax, he has a family history of like bipolar. His wife actually committed suicide. She was bipolar, depressed. Her medications just wasn't working. She ended up taking her own life. And then her son and her daughter, out of, I believe, 7 kids, there was 2 or 3 of them that were also affected by bipolar. That is a really big tongue twister. So the husband, he decided, his name's Tony Stephan. He's got a really amazing documentary if you guys wanted to watch that. But he decided that, you know, he couldn't just stand by and watch his family struggle with that disease. So he went on the hunt, and he ended up finding a micronutrient that they processed for 96 hours. That is important because other vitamins out on the market, if you were to go to GNC or Walmart or whatever, they process their vitamins for 4 hours in their whole creation process. And doing it for 96 hours, you're breaking it down to the smallest, teeniest little molecule that your body can absorb. So you're getting the full benefit from that micronutrient, that's what's been studied, guys, is from Harvard Medical, is that specific micronutrient strain. That has been proven to help with mood disorder. So anything from bipolar, depression, anxiety, ADD, ADHD, autism, schizophrenia. I've got an amazing story about my sister who's schizophrenic. She's on this, and the changes we've seen in her specifically are out of this world. So like I said, there's only 2 people in the world that know the recipe for this QMax, and they will never sell it. They will never patent it because patents expire in 20 years. They've got it in their little safe, and they're just keeping it because we're not going to mass produce. We're never going to sell it to a pharmaceutical company. We love that it's all micronutrients, you guys. It's legit just stuff from the earth that's already produced. And there's a whole big reasoning behind that too, that we can kind of get into if you want, but it just goes into more scientific stuff that I'm not super schooled on, but I do know a little bit about it. But we do also have this Q Prime. This is our cardiovascular delivery vitamin. So basically pairing that with the rest of it ensures that your body is getting the nutrient delivered to all over your body. So it's going to break through your brain barrier in your brain. That helps with the focus. It helps fill in the gaps in your brain where normal nutrients, or what we have now for food and whatever, it's lacking. So the delivery is awesome and super important. We do have a Q-biotic in there, and that also helps your body absorb everything. The cool thing about this biotic is it has, if you were to drop it in water, it would kind of fuzzy foam a little bit. That is so it can pass through your stomach without getting affected by the stomach acid. So then it's getting into your digestive system where it's actually going to do the work. And then we have omegas, of course, and everybody knows why omegas are so amazing for your brain, right? So that's our Q1. We have our Q2, which you still have that cool little blue box, but then we do add in our green box, and that's either going to be our Q Vitalize for men or women. And this is just an herbal amino acid blend. It gives you some natural energy, and it helps with your mood and body fuel. And then we also add in our Q Sleep Spray, which is a melatonin spray, and it also has, I can never remember what that chemical is that's in turkey. So if you eat the turkey and you get tired, has that in it too. This sleep spray is legit. It is safe for kids if you use it sparingly. Obviously, we don't want to disrupt children's melatonin production. So using it sparingly, like twice a week would be my suggestion. But we did also just release a Q Rest, which is our hemp oil, but it has some ingredients in there to help with sleep, and that one is completely safe for children. So then we move on to our Q3, and we've got the blue box, we've got our green box, and then we add in either our Q Focus or our Q Sport drink. This is only showing the focus, but you could pick the sport drink as well. Q Focus is amazing for your mental, your physical energy, your boost. This Focus has the same ingredient in there as our Q Core. Our Q Max. So that micronutrient is also in the Q Focus. So you take this and say you're like dragging a little bit in the morning. If you take this and sit down to do some work, like you're going to be focused on your work. you take this to sit down and go watch Netflix for the next 4 hours, you're going to be super focused on that Netflix. So Focus is like the most perfect name for it. Right now we have black cherry and green apple, and I believe we are releasing a raspberry really soon. And then our Q Sport that's not pictured, that is kind of more along the lines of like a 5-hour energy, just something for a quick boost. Take it before you go to the gym or whatever. It's delicious. I love it. Apparently Mckayla's son loves it too because he just chugged it down, she told me this afternoon. Our Q4 is our sprays. And these things are so cool, and there's nothing out on the market like this right now. When I was talking with Jake, he's like, all the millennials love these sprays because they're so trendy and hip, which is true. We've got this, and they're just spray form of vitamins. So we've got our B12 spray. We've got a pain spray. This is a breath freshener spray. I've never used it, but apparently it works great. We've got the sleep spray. You will get a vitamin D3 spray, which is so good for like winter blues if you get that, or any sort of like seasonal depression. I just learned, so I have hypothyroid, and I just learned that having extra D3 helps with absorption of the levothyroxine medication that I take. So I've been taking that. I just got back from the doctor, and he's like, your vitamin D levels are amazing. So doing good there. We have a boost spray, which helps control your metabolism. Then we have a vitamin C spray, and that covered all of them. The B12, you guys, is probably my favorite. I'm a big B12 fan. I used to go get B12 injections once a week. It costs about $200 a month for that. Kind of pricey. I do love B vitamins, so I paid it. It helps with energy. It helps with weight management. It helps with focus. B12 is good stuff. These sprays are $14.95, and they're for 30 days. So the fact that I can now have my B12, I spray it under my tongue. 8 sprays every day is equal to 1 injection. So I just dropped my vitamin bill from $200 a month to $14.95 with an additional B12. So I really love that. So Q5, this is our Q Trim pack. As I said, this Metabolic Boost supplement has Cintranol in it, or Sinatrol. I think it's called Sinatrol. Excuse me. It is a product that we purchased from France. And this also has medical studies done on it that prove that it helps shred fat. It helps block all the carbs, but this also will build your lean muscle mass, which is so important because, you know, I've taken thermogenics before, and not only does it burn your fat, but it starts to burn your muscle too. So I love that this is like a 3-punch all-in-one. It helps with your appetite. It's a really cool supplement. Q5, we also couple in our chocolate and our vanilla meal replacement shakes. Mind you, they are meal replacement shakes. It's not just a protein shake. So they are higher calorie content, not by a lot, but they are higher calorie content, and you're getting a lot of extra benefit from that. I will tell you, they're legit. Like, I can have a shake in the morning for breakfast and not need anything until dinner. I typically just have coffee for breakfast. I'll do a shake for lunch, and then I'm like way good and don't really need to have a huge dinner. So this whole weight management pack is amazing. What I will mention about this too before I move to the other slide, well, I guess I can because she's right here. Once you order that Q Trim, you will be put into our fitness group. So Coach Amy here, she is a certified elite trainer and nutritionalist, and she provides all the free training on weight management. So online coaching, she'll help with home workouts, meal planning and recipes, grocery shopping. She helps with team building. She helps with your motivation. She's amazing. And I love that that's all free when you order that Q Trim pack. And that's an excellent, that Metabolic Boost, that supplement is such a hot seller. We can't keep it on the shelves right now. Like, if you're wanting to order it, I would order it today, because chances are you're probably not going to get it for 3 weeks. So you're going to want to get in the line to get that supplement because it is amazing. I have 1 box in my house, and I have been babying the supplement because I need it to last until it's back in stock. Okay, so the 6th one, this is the final one so far. I have a feeling at conference they might release more, but this is our CBD hemp oil, and then our micro-infused CBD cream. These are my favorite, you guys. by a long shot my favorite. I love the Q Max because of all of the benefits and the amazing help that it is bringing people. But even coupling that with this hemp oil, people are seeing such amazing results. Hemp oil, CBD oil, we choose to label it hemp oil because you can get CBD from a marijuana plant and you can get CBD from the hemp plant. We chose the hemp plant because there's virtually no THC content in here. A lot of people are really concerned about that. So again, that's why we went with the hemp plant. It's next to impossible to extract all the THC from a product. A lot of people have big questions on that, but we have less than 0.3%. That's what all of the studies show. We've had multiple people go take drug tests or be randomly drug tested at work, and they're just fine. You're not going to get buzzed. You're not going to get high. If that's what you're looking for, you're going to have to go buy like the THC stuff, not this stuff. But it's amazing for anxiety. It's amazing for depression. Awesome for pain. I have it on my nightstand because sometimes my brain just won't shut off at night. So I'll take some of this and I can sleep better. I give it to my kids. As I mentioned, we have our Q Rest, which is essentially just this hemp oil, except we added in valerian root and skullcap, and again, natural ingredients that help you sleep. And then our Renew cream is like a pain cream. You guys, this stuff is amazing. Amazing. I call it a pain cream, but I'm also hearing people have been using it on their face to help with like fine lines and wrinkles, and it's been working well. So I've been maybe thinking of doing that. But overall, I love this because I have back pain and I love being able to use it. It's like so awesome for any sort of, if you're working out or anything, hold muscles, any sort of tension. One of my girlfriends went and got a massage and had her massage therapist use this and said it was amazing. You may not know, our bodies have CBD receptors in them already. Everybody has that in their body already. So adding in a supplemental CBD oil is just letting your body like fire on all cylinders. It's just helping that work and do what it's supposed to do. Our hemp oil is probably the best on the market right now. And now that, the whole stuff with the government and the marijuana and being, I don't know, I don't get too much into politics, but now that the fact that it's kind of passed in the law, whatever, there's so many companies popping up that have CBD oil and that will offer it. And you'll get people asking all the questions of, why is yours better? Well, I'll tell you, ours is bioabsorbable, which means you're going to absorb the majority of what you're getting, 85% to be specific. Plus ours is water soluble. A lot of people think that that is not a good thing, which it doesn't make sense to me why they think that, because if you've ever put oil and water together and mixed it up, you'll see that it separates. The fact that ours is water soluble, so it mixes together and doesn't separate in your body, is what you want. So I do know that it is the best on the market right now, and I'm so happy to be able to stand behind that. With this line, real quick, we are introducing more products into it. So I know that we've got a pain roll-on stick right now, so you could like put it for headaches or, whatever. And then we've got the Q Rest, like I mentioned. This weekend at conference, we are releasing something else. I don't know what it is. I've heard rumors of like a hemp protein powder or something. I don't know, but I'm excited to see what it is. I'll get to try it out on Thursday, so I'm excited to update everybody. But we've now got 4 released, almost 5 this weekend. We have set up 9 products total. So we've still got products to be released coming down the pipeline, which I'm so excited because the growth with just being involved with the CBD industry is booming. This is one, so the Q Core Q Max, when I heard all of the studies done on it, I came from a behavioral health background. I worked with outpatient behavioral health geriatric patients. So I was really, really, really into that, right? Still am. Love seeing the people have success on it. But when I heard that we were releasing this CBD product and getting into that space, I was like, yeah, it's a really good business decision because it's a newer company. So to be in at this ground floor level and to be in with all of this growth happening is just a no-brainer. But then to be with a company that has not only has a CBD line but understands the importance of being in front of the momentum that this is bringing is huge. It's huge. And they just released numbers, and we have grown 4,800% as a company. It blows my mind, and it's not slowing down, especially because we're involved with this CBD cream or CBD wave. Okay, so 3 different ways that you can kind of take advantage of Q Sciences as a company. You can become an ambassador, which is what I am, which is what Hannah and Mckayla is. You can become a preferred customer, which means you're getting a 10% discount on our products, or you can just order our products as retail customer and pay the full price. No big deal. We do not have any sort of auto ship commitments. I do suggest to set up on an auto ship because these are lifestyle change products. I know auto ships are like the scariest things to people. The cool thing about Q Sciences is you're not held to it. You're not being charged for anything. If you decide you don't want an auto ship, you don't have to have any sort of monthly commitment to it. You can order a simple spray at $14.95 a month and have your B12, and you're considered a preferred customer and you're getting a discount, and you can end up running free product if you wanted to with that program. So that's what I try to let people know. I like to give them the perks of it. But if you're wanting to make money with this company and be on that CBD train and be able to benefit from the fact that it is a new company and it might sound scary to be involved with it, but it's a good business decision where it pulled me away from where I was to be here, I highly suggest looking into becoming a Q ambassador. It's $79.95 to get your welcome kit. Again, the products in here are not this anymore. We've changed it up. But $79.95. The only other thing I would suggest is to pick one of these packs that we just went over so you can try some of these products. In my years of experience with this industry, if you don't have these products to try yourself, it's going to be really hard for you to talk to other people about them. So when I talk to my ambassadors, I say, you know, you've got to pay your $79.95 to get your welcome kit. And basically that's like your license to sell these products, okay? That's going to make sure that you've got Q Sciences in your pocket to help you out with any sort of thing, but then also picking a pack so you can start using the products is my suggestion. Where's my thing here? Okay, so you'll get your welcome kit here, and there's some tools in the bottom here, like our compensation sheet. There's some launch documents, just some cool paper tools to help you grow your business. They also come in here. You'll get your own personalized website, and that also can help you track any sort of growth for business stuff. And then you'll get this Q Connect Pro, and I know it's kind of hard to see here, but it's basically an app on your phone, and it allows you to enroll customers. You can enroll ambassadors on your phone. You can check any sort of numbers you wanted. You can look into your product catalogs. The coolest thing, 2 cool things. The coolest thing right now about this is the fact that if somebody asks me a question about our hemp oil, I can simply go into this app, pull up our hemp oil product sheet that we have, and I can send it to them in a text message, an email, a Facebook message, whatever they choose, and I can send it directly to them so they can get all of the information. So simple. And then also the other thing that they are introducing this weekend at our convention is a drop ship function. So I don't exactly know the details of how it's going to work, but what they're going to do is end up loading certain amount of tokens to everybody's app. Those tokens will then allow you to pick a sample of like our oil or a sample of our pain cream. And I can pick that sample, pick the person I'm going to send that sample to. It'll take the tokens out of my back office, and then my potential customer gets a sample of whatever product I just sent them. And that's all done by corporate. I don't have to go to the post office. I don't have to worry about shipping it. It's all done by corporate, which is mind-blowing. I can't even tell you, as an experienced direct sales rep, how amazing that is. Like, that is going to change the game in this industry, and it is the only time I've ever heard of anything like that before. So industry leading is what we're about here, and I am super, super excited about it. There are great tax benefits when you have a side gig. I've got a home office here. I can write off half of my phone bill. If you want to get down into the nitty gritty, which I don't really do and I might need to or should, I don't know. But like you could even go as far as like obviously gas in your car or utilities, things like that. So great tax benefits for having a home-based business. You can work it part-time or full-time. It just depends on what you need. And we can kind of go over that real quick. I just want to show you quickly our compensation plan. We are having enhancements to this weekend at our convention. So these numbers are going to change a little bit for the better. But we have 4 ways to get paid. Super simple. I know looking at this colorful chart, it might not seem super simple, but the fact that there's only 4 ways and our compensation plan is 1 sheet speaks volumes. Our first way is our customer sells. Let me go shut off my oven real quick because my dinner just beeped. Sorry guys, forgot my husband was off on a side job. He wasn't out there to take it out. So number 1 right here, and I guess I probably could have paused this, but whatever. So our first way we get paid is our customer sales volume. So you see here, it's 1 to 500, and that's just sales volume. You'll be making 15% off of anything between 1 and 500 in sales. Obviously, that goes up. Those numbers will be changing. I know that they're going to increase by 5%. I don't know when that'll start, but they're announcing it specifically at our convention this weekend. So I will have a better idea of when that'll go into effect this weekend. Also, we are attaching a little bonus program to our customer sales commission box. I'm not exactly sure of the details on that, but it just means more money for you, which is amazing. The second way we get paid is building a team of people. Sharing this opportunity with people who need the extra money is all this box number 2 is. Attached with these, basically this is just like the money you would make monthly. So if you look over here, if you look over here, this is all the money that you would make monthly if you start climbing through our ranks. Box number 3 are bonuses attached to this monthly commission. So to make it super easy, going Builder, Pro, Executive are the first 3 in our, the first 3 ranks in our company. Essentially that means you need 15 people ordering 100 in volume from you, and you need to have 2 people on your team doing this with you who need to make money. You're going to have $250 monthly coming in. Plus you'll earn $500 if you reach those 3 ranks in your first 30 calendar days. So I made $750 in 2 weeks because I came in here and I hit the ground running, and I knew I could do this, and I believed in the company, and it was boom. Once you get up here to this elite rank, you will have $750 monthly. Plus you'll earn that $1,000 bonus. Plus, in addition to that is this box number 4. You'll start earning an extra $100 in get out of debt money, basically. Freedom, it's our financial freedom movement. And it's just an extra debt bonus. So if you've got credit cards, if you've got doctor's bills, if you've got just debt coming out of your ears and you don't know what to do or how to get on top of it, Q Sciences is giving you an extra $100 just for doing your work. And guess what? Favorite thing about this? They didn't just add $100 to my check they pay me. I had to fill out a form that said, here, please put this to my Capital One card, and here's my account number. Send that money directly over to Capital One, because if you give me that extra $100, chances are high that I'm probably not going to put it towards that Capital One card, because that's why I'm in debt. You guys, I started with Q Sciences in August 2nd to be exact. This freedom financial movement that they've got going on, Jake Spencer's wife, Sarah, heads it up. She is a financial planner. You get access to her free. I literally called her once I became a distributor and I was like, hey, I'm a distributor now. I hear you can help me with my debt. Let's have a meeting. Lucas, will you come get the door? Sorry, guys. Beauty of working at home. You got to roll with it. I'll shut that though. So I called her. We set up a meeting. I took in, and let me tell you, it was gut wrenching to show her the insides of my financial house, show her my debt, and show her what we were working with. And I'm going to shut this down. Well, before I stop screen sharing, just notice that the higher you climb through these ranks, this money that they'll give you for your debt goes higher and higher, which is a beautiful thing. I'm sitting at bronze right now. So, and this is a kind of a cool thing that my last company didn't do. Like, I couldn't tell you in my last company how much money I was going to make a month because their compensation plan was really chaotic. I can tell you at bronze, I'm bringing in $1,700 a month plus whatever customers I have ordering from me. And then I had my $200 or my $2,000 bonus come in. And then I'm making an extra $200 that I've got going towards a debt account. So these all will raise, and I love that. But let me stop sharing this. I went and I met with Sarah, and again, super vulnerable to like open up your whole financial house to somebody you don't even know. But it was time. This was one of the big reasons why I got involved with this company, because I was like, listen, I made a lot of money with my last company. I had to have made a lot of money if I left a job where I was making $25 an hour to come home and just do this, right? Had to been making that money, had to replace that income. Made a lot of money, spent a lot of money. I have a really bad spending habit. I like to shop, and it's really crappy. Nobody taught us how to, put that money where it was supposed to go, or save for taxes, or save for whatever. So like a lot of people that get involved with this industry, kind of dug myself in a little bit of hole. And in fact, one of the reasons why my girlfriend Amanda reached out to me about Q Sciences was because I reached out to her in just a panic, because we were about to go through foreclosure. And I was like freaking out, because I'm like, I'm going to have to go back to work. Like, to get out of this, like, I'm going to have to go back to work and have this, so then we can just throw a whole bunch of money to get caught up on our payment. Complete act of God or act of the universe or whatever it is that you believe in, that this fell into my lap. I got in front of Sarah. She and I went through everything. She was like, okay, these are your goals. This is what you need to do. When you hit this rank, you're going to put this money towards that credit card. When you do this, you're going to pay off this. When you do that, like, she mapped it all out for me. I had homework, and you guys, it was a pain in the butt. Going through financial stuff, that's why people get in messes, because nobody wants to attack it. Nobody wants to deal with it because it's a pain in the butt. You want to ignore it. That's what we did. That's what we were doing. I was able, from August 2nd to before Christmas, get everything taken care of. All of our debt, except for one credit card that's currently still being paid on, is done, and we get to keep our house. We're no longer in fear of losing our house. And I've got a retirement savings plan set up that we're dumping $400 a month into. And I don't say that to say, oh, I'm so cool, I'm so cool. I say that because from August to before Christmas, before December really hit, it was probably, I'll say probably like the 1st of December, we were able to change our situation around that quick because of the support that this company provides. Blows my mind. It blows my mind, you guys. And she didn't set me on a budget where she was like, you need to cut your spending here, cut your spending there. Basically, her plan is, you know what, I don't care what you spend your money on, so long as you're paying your bills and you're putting some money away in savings. So you're taken care of come tax time, and then you're taken care of come time of, retirement. Like, you've got to have that stuff taken care of. And so that's what we've done. And we followed her advice. She's very easy. She's got another partner that kind of works with her where you can email them or text message them, hop on these Zoom webinars, and they can go through it with you. The fact that she completely changed around our situation, I'm like forever indebted, because I don't know where we would have been living if we were to keep going the way we were going. Let's be real. So it really truly is a strong company, has a good foundation, so much potential for growth. It's ridiculous. And all you've got to do is make the decision to come in here and say, yeah, I need some help. I need to make that extra money for whatever reason that is. I need to make that extra money. You guys, like I said, when I first got into this industry, it was because the two men in my life kind of got screwed over with their jobs and whatever, and we didn't have the extra money. So I was freaking out. But then it quickly became something else for me personally, where it was like, guess what? I can help other people find that relief that they need. I can help other people make that extra money that they need, or with our products, I get to help other people feel better. I mentioned my sister being a schizophrenic. You guys, the change that I've seen in her from a product that got dropped in my lap that I was able to offer her, the change that I've seen in her, you know, she's not hearing voices in her head. I don't know if you guys know much about schizophrenia, but it's pretty seriously scary stuff. Like, she's not hearing voices in her head. She's, you know, not as angry. She doesn't have these bouts of anger and scary stuff go on. Like, it's amazing how it has helped her. So Q Sciences is definitely a company that I stand behind. It's definitely something that I feel comfortable in talking about, because if you want to come at me and say our products don't work, well, guess what? I have medical studies to show you that they do work, and everybody can access those. The CBD, the whole CBD launch and the whole movement, that's like, it's just a good business decision to get your name in the organization with Mckayla or Hannah or Donna, because like, that's just a good business decision. And I'm not a super savvy businesswoman, but I know that's a good business investment to get in front of. So that's kind of my biggest tip, is if this is something you guys are thinking of, I would jump on it as soon as possible. Like I said, we're releasing some more things coming this weekend with the convention happening, and things just take off like wildfire. I'm telling you, every time a convention happens, growth happens, sales go up, people start promoting, people start making crazy amounts of money. And if you let this type of industry come in and actually change your life the way it can, you won't even recognize your life in a year from now. And I promise you that. If you're going to come in here and work at it, you won't recognize your life a year from now. That's how crazy of a position we're in currently. And it's exciting. It's super exciting. But yeah, I'm going to go feed my kids. Thank you guys all for hopping on. If you have any questions, reach out to the person who invited you here. Reach out to me. I'm happy to answer them. And yeah, thanks, guys. Everybody have a good night. Mckayla, Hannah, I'll get this recording to you, and you guys can send it out to anybody who wasn't able to get on.